viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. It's a 2011 Honda to CRV. Got a little baggie of parts here. It needs a rear pinion seal, allegedly. So I've got the seal from Honda. Got us your classic O-ring. A couple crush washers for the drain and the fill, and one of these nuts. No crush washer on these. Crush sleeve, rather. Looked in service data back when she made the appointment. Didn't look like it's too big a deal. So I've got the vehicle in neutral, so I put a battery tender on it so we can rotate the drive shaft. So let's get drive shaft off, pull the flange off, and see about getting this seal swapped out for her. Let's see here. Can we see now? All right. Yeah, you can see she's all wet. Looks like it's coming out of the old PP hole here and just kind of blowing back over everything. I've never done one of these on a Honda, but my dealer had the seal in stock, so it was kind of nice. So 10 mil on the 12 point on these. These crack loose. Okay, so that's broke loose. I don't know if we can get it out without pulling the, oh, we can. Okay, we just gotta take this loop off here. See if we can knock that stake out. Good enough. Sometimes that stuff will get you. Whoa, dude. Yeah, if you don't pop that stake out of there where they, where they knock this lip down, all right, knock it into that keyway that they cut in there, sometimes that'll get you. That sucker will spin around and peel all the dang threads, and then you're in a pickle. There's a washer there, it looks like. I was kind of hoping that this would slide right off, perhaps. Perhaps not. Oh, and there's a nylon seal. Goes behind the washer. That's interesting, because what did we get? We got an O-ring, right? Yeah, we just have a rubber O-ring that came in our bag of parts. I thought it showed an O-ring in the parts diagram when I was ordering stuff. Yeah, there is. I can feel it. That's why it feels funny. There it is. Okay. Interesting, we don't have that. So there's an O-ring that sits in there. So now she'll probably slip right off. We don't have that nylon piece that goes in there. So yeah, you can see how it comes out of the pee hole right here. It's dripping all over my floor at this point. We go get a bucket. That's a pretty small seal. That's pretty good. Let me just make sure before we go tear it out of there. That is about the size of the seal that we have. Usually just catch the edge of it. Sometimes. Switch over on this side. Oops. Might have to get something a little thinner. There we go. We're out. We're clear, boys. Okay, and this is a ball bearing that's in there. Instead of a tapered cone bearing. because this isn't really the pinion shaft, you see. Because this is a viscous coupler here, or well, it's not a viscous coupler, this is the dual pump, I guess Honda would call it. And then this is your differential back here, so yeah, a little different than a viscous coupler. Yeah, this uses a dual pump system, pressure differential. Whoa, sugar, dropped it. To engage the rear differential. So a super simple system. Pretty neat how Honda does it. And then, yeah, so it doesn't require any wires or electronics or anything. It just works off pressure differential. You'd have to look up the theory and operation. I can't really explain it right offhand. I can explain it in my head. I have a vague understanding, I guess, you know, short of looking up the details of how it works. Okay, so we have that seal started, and then let me make sure that you guys can see what's up. You can. This way here you can watch us mess it up close. I gotta get my glasses. I'm using just an adapter of our ball joint set. And a hammer. I may have to get right up in your business. Let's see here. Come in just a little bit more on that bottom. Alright, looks pretty even all the way around. I put the O-ring in the yoke. I put the nylon little spacer there in the yoke, and I'm going to hold it with the washer as I slip the whole mess together here. And we're going to see if it wants to be nice. Man, who would have thought that would have been the hard part of the job? Okay, everything is in. Woo! Hallelujah. We have the new nut. Alright, let's go get the torque spec on that. We'll torque it down, we'll knock it in, clean everything off, drain and refill the rear diff, and go for a rip there, bud. Oh yeah, we'll get her, old son. Oh yeah. There we are. 108, we'll call it. Or 111.8 is what it ended up being, but okay, that's how you do it. I've got this chain wrench too. I was thinking about that, but I figured, well, if we could hold it with a big pair of the old channel locks, we'd be in good shape. Looks like we are. Get the old glasses back on. We'll give her the old steakaroo here. There we are. Jeez. Get that line back up. Okay, let me get the bolts put back in. Let's get the loop on. I've already drained it. I put the new washer on it. Torque to factory spec. Got the new washer on the fill plug. We'll get her filled up. Go for a rip there. So these do take a special fluid. If you're ever doing it, it's the Honda dual pump fluid. You can get it aftermarket. I think Idemitsu makes it, perhaps. There is a company that makes a dual pump fluid aftermarket. We just buy the stuff from Honda because it's not, you know, there's not a big savings going with the aftermarket. But yeah, that's what that looks like. Dual pump fluid too. It's probably made by Idemitsu. I don't think they say on it now. It just says distributed by Honda of America out in California. But that's the part number there. You probably get it on the Amazon if you feel inclined to do so. All right, I'm gonna tighten up that plug. Those are all torqued, factory specs. And I guess one thing that's worth mentioning is anytime you're doing a pinion seal or axle seals or any seal on a sealed unit, and I use that term loosely, sealed, is make sure that it's ventilated well or properly or as it should be. So this one just has a rubber hose that comes off the top, goes over to a little plastic box. I just took the hose off the plastic box there, and make sure you can blow through it. But with that, bear in mind also, some differentials have a vent. Well, they all have a vent, but some of them have a check valve. You know, I think of Toyotas in particular, that will let air out, but not back in. I assume it pulls air back in through the seals, but you know, as it expands, it just lets air out. So some of that, I guess what I'm saying is some of those you can blow through or you can suck through, but you can't blow back into. So if you're on that hose, give it a little blow, a little sucky. It should move one way or the other. I think it's pretty clean. Give her a spritz of the old brake clean. Did a bunch of scrubbing with a nylon brush. I think everything's pretty clean. I'm gonna go drive it around just for a little bit. Just take a peek under it. Probably won't put it back on the lift unless something glaringly obvious is obvious. I don't know where I was going with that sentence, but unless there's something blatantly obvious that says, hey, put me back on the lift. But other than that, I think we're done.
Hey, baby, what's the matter? You all done being outside? Huh? You want to go see mommy? Okay.
Here we go, boys. What you got on there? 115, pretty low mileage for an 11. Just right in the mud puddle. Oh gosh, I don't know if I can get under here. Give you guys the reach under. You can have a look. Okay, she looks dry to me. That's it, folks. Got no pocket. No pocket on my Wilbert shirt. We'll take it for a rip. We already took it for a rip. Just drove around for a few miles. I'm just gonna let the lady take it back, and she can drive it and be the judge as to whether or not it's dripping on the garage floor anymore. Apparently, it was leaving a pretty decent puddle every time she'd park it. Also had a concern of the noise after a cold start. So it's your classic, cam phaser on those Hondas. I think that one probably drops in that realm of their service bulletin they have. Usually when I do them, I do the cam phaser and I do the chain tensioner as well. I don't know if we've made a video, probably not, because I do them in an unconventional method, and so a lot of people would say things. You can do them without pulling the timing chains. It's a pretty easy job. Pull the valve cover, release your tensioner, swap out the gear. I just zip tie, the chain to it, pull it off, mark it, swap it over. But anyhow, she wanted to know about that, so I'll give her a quote on fixing that. And that's it. So why don't you guys get fixing to get on down in that comment section. That's the most southern thing I've said all day. Insty Facebook, y'all. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.